you've got to be very careful not to endorse everything. So you can't be in every single thing. That's why for me, I'm fascinated at people. One day you're endorsing a car. Hey guys, so I want to just very quickly come into your space and talk to you about vanity measures in business. First, before I continue this video, try and subscribe to this channel so you can watch more and more of my alerts as I put them up, because I put up videos all the time, trying to assist you in your own life and in your own space. Anyway, very quickly. So I wanted to talk to you about vanity measures. Vanity measures are those things that look really cool, like when you mention the number, but actually once you double click into it, you realize that it's a vanity measure for the person who's telling you the number. So for instance, if you're in finance, it might be turnover relative to cash flows, or even turnover relative to profit, right? If you are in, sales, it could be the size of your sales funnel as opposed to actually your close ratio and how many deals you're actually closing and actualizing at the back end of the sales funnel. I see it too in our own firm when we try and measure analytics and data of our social media, where people go, well, you've got 1 million followers on this, or you've got 1 million views on this. And then you double click and go, so if I've got 1 million views on this video, how many people watch for the first 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and watch a minute of the video or more? Because really what I'm looking to do, if I want to build an audience and I want to build credibility and equity, is I want to build engagement with you. And engagement is how long do I keep you engaged in the content, right? So a vanity measure is the measure that looks really, really cool when you put up the big number, but once you double click into it, you actually realize that that number is fallacious. It's a lie to you and to the thing you're actually trying to achieve. I'll give you an example. So I'm looking at a rapper. A particular rapper in South Africa, very, very famous, has like over 1 million followers on Twitter. And then I went and checked how many stats, the stats of the number of CDs or albums he sold when he did the last release. And this rapper with over 1 million followers on Twitter, over 2 million followers on Instagram, arguably one of the most followed rappers out there, with a profile everywhere. The newspapers are writing articles about him all the time. And by the way, I'm a huge fan of his music. I love his music. He's got a old school kind of new hip hop. He has a way of making timeless hip hop. So he's not into this bubblegum type of stuff, right? But he makes timeless hip hop that'll stand the test of time, right? So I love this guy's music. I really do. Huge fan of his stuff. But I'm looking at his macro data. So I'm looking at the followers he's got on Instagram, Facebook, and IG. And then I go and check the number of albums sold. And I go, how is it possible that you've only sold 16 or 20,000 albums, but you've got 1 million followers out there? And then I realized something. There's a big difference between a follower, a fan, and a customer. And we make that mistake all the time. So you're chasing the number of followers. I've got 1 million followers. Sure. And then you're chasing the number of people who are liking your posts. 1 million followers, 20,000 fans liking my posts. Now let's imagine you want to go sell this pod here. How many people are actually going to show up at the store and buy it? Once I understood that, everything shifted. It starts to shift what you make decisions about, what content you position, what you sell, but most importantly, and don't forget this, where I choose to spend my time. Because I realize that the difference between, let's look at the rapper again, a local South African hip hop person and a global hip hop person, is usually the global hip hop person, include the Nigerians in this because they have amazing stats. There's a strong correlation between the growth of followers and the growth of actual number of albums they sell. Very strong correlation. Here, you can grow brand, you can be on Twitter all the time arguing with Neanderthals, having long-winded conversations about political stuff, but when I go and check the number of stats you're selling, the number of units you're moving doesn't correlate with the following you have. It's true for everybody, it's true in almost every single thing. You've seen it. How many times have you seen an influencer launch, a new jacket, a new t-shirt, a new whiskey, a new phone, a new champagne, a new cold drink, a new anything, and then when you track the number of units they sell at retail versus the size of their following, there's no correlation there. It's because people make a very big mistake in assuming that a follower is a fan and a fan is a customer. A follower is a person that follows you, and sometimes people will follow you just to watch you fall. All they're really interested in is to see the number of times you're going to mess up. A fan is a person who will defend you in absent of you in the conversation. So when people are attacking you, they will defend your name and your brand. They're very important. We call them in our firm brand advocates. But if you really want to grow yourself as a business, as an entrepreneur, as an executive, wherever you're working, what you want to do is to want to convert your followers and fans into customers. You've got to get them to buy. And to do that, I'm going to tell you these 3 things you've got to do very quickly. First, you've got to get very precise on the product you're selling, why you're selling it, and why that product offers value to the people who follow you. Second, you've got to be very careful not to endorse everything. So you can't be in every single thing. That's why for me, I'm fascinated at people. One day you're endorsing a car, then you're endorsing a coffee, then you're endorsing a overseas holiday destination. Like you lose equity and sustainability. It's not sustainable. So you've got to choose the thing you're about, choose the messaging you're about, and then you stick with that messaging. And the third, and I think it's the most important, is you've got to give value before you expect it. So you've got to share a lot with people. And so I'm going to give you this for free before you expect it, and I'm going to prove it to you. Click on the link below, and you can go and listen to the first 3 chapters of the Vusi book on Audible for free. If you like the first 3 chapters of the Vusi book, you can buy the rest on Audible. See what I did there? See what I did there? So let's imagine 10,000 of you guys are watching this video. Now the question is, how many of you are actually going to click through, go and listen to the 3 chapters, and then click through and go and buy the actual book? Followers, fans, customers. Cheers.